of all, I guess we have to use English today because the title is The Art of Designing Online Courses. But both Chandru and Atika is also boleh cakap bahasa Melayu kan, and Atika alumni in fact. So, tapi tak apa, kita boleh campur-campur sahaja. So, first burning question that I want to ask. What is a learning designer? And do we all now have to become learning designer to create online courses? Okay. Now, either Atika or Chandru.
I think Chandru can go first on this question.
Well, this is actually a very good question. Thank you, Doctor, for the question. We all have to become a learning designer. I think naturally we are all a learning designer. That's what I believe. Okay, so it's already inside us. Um, every time when we teach our kids, every time when we try to share our knowledge, every time when you talk to people, trying to teach them something or trying to transfer the knowledge. So the we are trying to tell them something. We want to transfer the knowledge. So we are naturally a learning designer, the teacher, educator, everything. But there's a trick on doing effectively. All right, that's a trick. That is a thing that I believe that we have to learn. Okay, but what is the difference between the learning designer and a subject matter expert? The thing. Okay, that's the part. The difference you need to understand, and you need to understand what is required to be a learning designer. What skill set you need to have. What type of knowledge you should have. Then you can effectively know. Now I'm changing my role from teacher to learning designer. Then for this part, I'm going to change from learning designer to teacher. So every time when you design your own online course, there will be two different roles you are playing. One is your subject matter expert. Of course, you are subject matter content creator, right? You are subject matter expert. So you have to develop the content. And when it comes to the transferring knowledge, when it comes to design an online course, you need to become a learning designer for that point. Okay, you need to think about your learner and how to transfer the knowledge in most effective way. So yes, I believe that we all have to be or try to be a learning designer in order to become create an effective course. Back to you, Atika. Yeah.
And Chandru, I think I agree with Chandru on a lot of points that he touches. He touched, especially but the role of a learning designer is nearly the memang tak sama lah if we want to say dia sama level dengan educator. But learning designer ni lebih kurang kepada our role lebih kepada filling in the gaps. Apa yang biasanya educator you're all knowing. You can see you know all of the details of the contents and everything. But a learning designer, we're looking at the perspective of someone new yang tak tahu content tu sendiri. So we'll look at the materials, we look at what are you looking for, what are you aiming for, and then we fill in those gaps. Adakah all these contents perlu or tak, and then we help to elevate that learning process and based on the learners learning environment jugalah. So for us, it is an online learning environment. So mainly we look into whether this content, bila you transfer on your content to an online learning platform, will it be suitable for the learners? So some of the contents, a lot of people think like, oh, masukkan je lah all the contents that you have into an online learning platform. So dia sama je macam buku, right? Like you read a PDF. But our role as a learning designer, we transform that and see whether okay sebenarnya content ni okay, but you can remove this, add this in, masukkan ni uh, to make the learning experience better for the learners, and also we think of later on it will help you in minimizing uh, how you put in the contents, like tak perlulah macam banyak-banyak sangat content, so so you don't have to update a lot of things later on. So we look at the current trends, and if the trends are also like dah lama, we change it up to the new ones as well. So our role is mainly like a researcher-ish lah, researcher and in finding out what works for both the educator and also for the learners as well.
Okay. From what I understand, you say I'm the content creator. So you guys as learning designer will complement me in terms of how I should transform my content to the online format that is more friendly to people that are online. Is that
Yes.
accurate?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, that's definitely what we are basically. So um, not all learning designer is for an online context lah. Some learning designer works for every platform that you have, but we basically find out what works, what's the best experience for both educator and learner.
But I guess in your case, because you are an online platform, it's for online only.
Yeah.
But some universities also have learning designers, right? So they design content both for physical and online. So that would be a different approach, I think. But today, because our tajuk is online, so we focus on online learning design. So maybe most of us, we have content that is physical. From a learning designer perspective, what is the most important thing to make your online course more accessible, more friendly, and easier for students to follow?
Chandru, do you want to answer this first?
So, okay, can you repeat the questions again?
Because most of us at UCAM as lecturers, we already have content. And then mungkin disuruh buat online course kan. And we have a platform. But maybe what we do, we just put aja nota kat situ ke. So what is your advice to make it more friendly to students, so that student or any learners, so that it will be easier for them to learn these courses online, how to design a better online course, which is, as you know, different from a physical course.
All right. Thank you for the question, Doctor. Yes, simply put, in order to create a very effective learning experience or engaging course here, I always believe there's a three key important things that we need to have. Okay, we need to focus on. Okay, number one is actually instructional design knowledge or instructional design expertise. You need to understand the theories. You need to understand the learning design principle and all these things behind it. Okay, that's number one. Okay, the instructional design principle. That's the expertise, the knowledge. Okay, the second thing is the technical skill. Okay, or the platform knowledge. Okay, you can have a very good pedagogy knowledge, but you don't understand the platform, you don't understand the technical knowledge, you wouldn't utilize the platform for 100%. So you need to know this feature. Okay, let's say I'm going to put this course in OpenLearning, or I'm going to create this in Coursera or anything. You need to understand what that platform offer or total capability, so you can utilize the feature in order to create engaging contents and engaging activities. Okay, and then the third is of course the creativity part lah. Okay, which is I'm sure that it's already with us. For it's already with us. We just need to bring it further with the training and also with the help of other people, because learning design or creating course is not one person show. It's a group effort. It's a teamwork. Of course you need to do it with the team, and then you need to bring on creativity, discuss, and then share with us the review, and then you need to bring, and all this is three things is important lah, in order to create effective and engaging online course that meet the needs and goals of your learners. Okay, yes, that's my point here.
I
Thank
agree
you.
with Chandru as well. I think definitely all the contents that you have is basically something that you want to transfer again. So all this content, it's our role is basically the same. We just help you on, in transferring, but sebenarnya everyone can do it on your own lah. I definitely know Dr. Fatimah, you you can create your own online course, but like Chandru said, material wise, fun activities. Um, those are the things that you have to look into. Benda that you already have or are just something that you have to look back and see, uh, is this still relevant to the learning experience. So and because it's an online course, can you get this content somewhere, some other place? You don't have to put in all of the content that yourself. You can find an alternative. Macam like for example, kalau activity especially, activity on definitions. You don't have to give the definitions on your own. You can ask the learners to search because it's an online course kan. So do a crowdsourcing activity, ask the learners to understand it on their own terms of what a definition of that topic is. So um, instead of you giving all of the contents, why not utilize the internet and ask the learners to to find the content on their own, and you just give the instruction for them to find it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the reason Atikah knows that I can do an online course is because disclaimer, I am an open learning ambassador. Bukanlah apa-apa sangat. I just went through their online course. Marah pula open learning cakap bukanlah apa-apa sangat. Meaning it's not like a huge thing that they pay me ke tak ada. It's like I gone through their courses on open learning. Ada 5 step, and then I dah curate courses according to their step by step on open learning. So I am an open learning ambassador sebab saya dah ikut cara open learning yang point number 1 yang Chandru cakap tadi, instruction design principle lah, yang probably ada dalam step by step courses yang kita boleh follow di open learning tu. Of course lah dia ajar cara untuk buat course tu dekat open learning. Tapi saya rasa konsep yang macam Cik Atikah cakap tadi, that you don't think that you are the sole provider of the information. Make them work kan. Find information from the internet or ask their friends or discuss. So this is a new mindset for me. I don't know if other people already know this, but when I joined this open learning courses, they always ask you, oh, what material is already out there? What is the best way to learn this? So you can embed it in your course, and then we can encourage engagement even though it's online, I feel. Right? Okay, so maybe you want to talk about a bit about this ambassador program?
Oh, definitely. Okay, so yes, Dr. Fatimah is one of our ambassadors. I think she was the first ambassador that we had when we launched the program. The aim for the program itself was at first we wanted to just get a bigger community of online course creator, which is still true to today for our current program. But initially the program was designed to be an extensive program, like a 2 months program. But we realized that it was a bit too much for a lot of people due to personal schedules. And the program was also designed to be a physical program, like train the trainer punya program. So, but when MCO started, that's when we shifted everything to online. Um, Shifted our focus to online. Our workshops, our courses are fully online masa tu. We still wanted to create a community, so we realized that. But we at that time, for some reason, we just realized that actually a lot of people already know how to build a course. You guys have a great base of building an online building skills. We just have to give you the some information to help you with this. So we created this fully online program. And at first it was a guided virtual workshop. So I think it was like 3 hours, 3 hours per workshop. There was 5 workshops. But now our current one is more of a self-paced with a quick walkthrough session. So some of the things, maybe I want to share my screen for this one.
Maybe you can share the links as well to the program in the chat.
Yes, Chandru, if you can help me with that. So this is actually the main page for the ambassador program. We updated it since Dr. Fatima have graduated. We have updated certain things on the contents itself, but still basically the same thing as what Dr. Fatima have gone through. So the courses right now, we try to make it as short as possible. Some people actually finish some of the like one course in 2 hours. So you can probably finish all 5 courses in 1 week if you want like focus and everything. So basically the ambassador program right now, we just wanted a lot of people to basically enhance your course design skills and knowledge of online course design, assessment design, and facilitation. So these are the 3 main points. There are 5 courses, but 3 main aim: course design, assessment design, and facilitation, which only 2 of the courses are using like really applicable to open learning platform. However, like Dr. Fatima said, this all of the contents are actually applicable to any of the platform that you use. It doesn't have to be solely for open learning platform. So we in the first 3 courses, we look into the course design. Well, first 3 courses. So the first 3 ones, this is where you look into your materials. The first one is the one that you plan back based on your materials, your learning outcome, your content, your activities. This is where you step back, think back of how to structure it to an online course. So and then the second one is where you build that to the open learning platform, and the third one is looking back into your activity. Are your activities engaging? Is it suitable for online learning? Like some of the contents, can you switch the contents into an engaging activity instead? And then for the fourth one is outcome-based assessment. So we look into assessment, and of course, we universities use outcome-based assessment for a lot of your projects as well. So this works as well for you. But for this one, we are building the assessment on OpenLearning, which OpenLearning itself is a platform, outcome-based platform. So we look into your learning outcome and you make sure that from there you can build the right assessment, the right activities, and everything. And finally, it's on building and facilitating and building your online community. So those three main ones are the ones that we look into your skills. And when you go through all of this, you submit your work. If there's anything, if everything's fine, you pass. You pass. You get a badge. But if there's something need improvement, our team will come in, give our feedback, and let you know what you can improve and everything. So yeah, so that is some of the things that you can do on the ambassador program. It's quite quick right now, and as we have Dr. Fatima, you can actually ask Dr. Fatima maybe for guidance.
Can I, alah, dah berhenti share. I wanted to
Sorry.
mention for these 5 courses, I think it's very useful because at UKM kita selalu kena buat performa apa semua kan. So dekat OpenLearning pun dia ada performa dia sendiri untuk course yang this is learning outcome. HPK dia lah. Dekat UKM pakai HPK, hasil pembelajaran khusus. Okay. Learning outcome, you have to specify the learning outcome and then buat performa. But then one element that I didn't have in my performa at UKM that I added with OpenLearning's help is the building and designing engaging online learning activities. Yes, that one I think maybe Atika and Chandu you don't appreciate sangat kita tak tahu benda tu sebab you all ni youngster betul dah biasa dekat online semua kan. But for me, I didn't ada banyak lah yang I tak pernah terfikir. Kat UKM ni ramai lah kreatif kan, tapi I got a lot of ideas here from the designing engaging online learning activities which I thought was quite simple, not too technical, kena masuk sana masuk sini banyak, but it's just simple. Tanya, student jawab, or ada apa, kena ada feedback daripada student or student komen kat student orang lain. And then itulah, so I think online, the difference between online learning dengan physical learning yang ni lah. Sebab dalam kelas tu kita boleh tanya directly kepada pelajar, right? But in an online platform, you need to design things that are more engaging asynchronously. Maksudnya apa sederap, tidak sederap. Dia pengajaran tidak sederap kan? Asynchronously. So it's not like on the spot kita bagi tahu. So I think all OpenLearning punya course ni help me to think in terms of that. How to design asynchronous activities. Then maybe we can get back to it where kita boleh tengok later pensyarah komen ke apa ke kan. Tapi it's asynchronous dan student boleh buat. So I think these 5 courses, if you feel like on one level, if you want to make an online course, I think first you have to join an online course first. So you boleh merasa betapa susahnya nak belajar online. Tak adalah susah. Cabaran untuk belajar online. So this is a good opportunity. Even if you have joined, I think this is a different type of online learning lah. And then on the second level, it's a step-by-step course that will teach you how to structure your content to be suitable for online learning. So I think this is an answer to cover the instruction design principle yang Chandru cakap tadi. And then you have the technical and creativity, right Chandru? So the technical tu, tak kisahlah you want to use this platform ke ataupun you can folio ke. Yang creativity tu, you can even design more engaging online learning. So if you feel like nak cuba buat course online. In fact, saya pun cakap dengan Atikah kenapa saya tiba-tiba join ambassador program ni, sebab I was looking on how to make my online course during COVID more effective. So I think this really help. At the very least, they give also example of how to do the course outline, how to map, and then Atika and Chadru, I think you will personally balas dalam tu kan, kalau ada apa-apa masalah. So di mana lagi you want to get feedback from learning designers yang memang buat course online kan? Dia macam balas kata oh yang ni kurang menarik sikit. Dia cakap bahasa baik lah. Dia tak ada cakap kurang menarik tapi kita boleh faham lah kan. Macam, oh ni macam bosan sikit. So macam every part dia komen dia macam dia baca macam oh ni maybe boleh buat lebih menarik sikit atau tambah macam ni. So it's a good opportunity for you to actually get feedback from learning designers by going through this OL ambassador journey lah. Aduh, nanti ramai sangat pula Atika dengan Chandu dah tak sempat nak jawab pula Kang.
Oh, feel free to join. The more the merrier.
Itulah. So, it was helpful lah the feedback kan you dapat daripada orang yang biasa buat online. Kadang-kadang kita tak perasan benda yang kita buat tu bosan ke apa kan. So, you all pun muda-muda. So, macam mungkin makin hampir kepada the students.
But I also like your point. Macam you have to take an online course to understand how your learners feeling. I think even sebelum ni we get comments the same. They macam oh now I know it feels so lonely going through online course. So it's like so going through yourself rasa macam student baru kita faham banyak sangat konten kita bagi, maybe we should potong sikit ni.
Itulah. Okay, so that's on one level apa yang Open Learning dah ada kan. But then I dapat email hari tu, Open Learning pun dah nak ada AI integrated. So it will make it a lot more easier ke? This one I excited to know. Adakah kita boleh masuk je kursus-kursus kita yang lama tu betul AI kata jadikan dia menarik gini. Macam ni mungkin Atika dengan Chandru boleh cakap sikit.
Yes, exactly. Kita baru je announce that we will launch an AI assistant on Open Learning. Last week baru announce. But this is the first phase. So the first phase is on activity design. It is an integrated AI for you to create learning activity. So basically what you do is just to specify your topics or subject area, choose a activity pattern and outcome, and then the tone that you wanted to write the course in, like humorous ke or academic ke apa semua. You just choose the tone and everything, and the AI generates the activity along with pulling up all the widgets that needed for the activity.
So, widgets from Open Learning platform lah yang dah sedia ada.
Yeah.
Oh, lagi senang. Kita tak payah masukkan konten pun.
Content, yes. Basically, the AI, you just bagi tahu the topic that you want, specify detail sikit apa semua, and then the AI will find out lah what based on the contents apa semua, what suits what activity will suit this. They create the instructions, the activities, choose all the widgets and everything semua.
So it's like an AI that knows everything about Open Learning platform. So it makes Chandru's number 2 technical point tu dah senang. So basically AI is your technical person. Yang instruction design principle tu pakai you guys, learning designer. Kalau you go through course tu, you dapatlah feedback daripada learning designer, right? So creativity tu mungkin kita boleh jana daripada AI, daripada feedback learning designer dan diri sendiri, dan insyaAllah yang orang-orang nak buat online courses pun semua dah kreatif kan. So got the 3 things covered lah. Okay, so we welcome questions for participants. Kalau ada apa-apa soalan berkaitan dengan online learning design, ada orang-orang yang dah design banyak courses on online learning. So maybe you want to share more about designing online courses, Atika or Chandru?
Yeah. And again, before one more point about the AI assistance. You see, AI like ChatGPT or OpenLearning virtual assistant, it's can help save our time and resources. But always remember that whatever AI generated content, I think it should be reviewed and edited by human expert to ensure its accuracy and relevant. We humans still
Mm.
need to look at it. Just don't take it just like that.
Mm.
So always remember that because AI also is actually designed by human. The data that it generated also contribute by human. Um, so it help us save time. Yes, it help us save time of finding resources. Help us save time analyzing the thing. But in the end, we still have to look at it. Just don't take it like that. We still have to look at it, read it, see if it really makes sense or no. Maybe can ask people, I find this. What do you think? Still, you have to do it. Okay, and then only you take it lah for yours.
Mm. Uh, Thank you, Chandru. Ya, betul. In the end, we are the human. The
Yeah,
AI is the uh, thing humans created and it's all on us, kan?
yeah.
Lagi-lagi kalau kita dah buat course tu, khusus tu nama kita. Tak boleh nak salahkan AI lepas dah dia buat, kan? Sama juga,
Exactly.
I want my student. This semester, I made it compulsory for one of my course, semua kena guna ChatGPT.
Mm,
Lepas tu dia complain kata susah lah apalah macam. Eh, orang buat ChatGPT dah complain pula.
uh,
Because you need to learn the technical knowledge lah with AI
mm,
ni. Dia bukan
mm,
sesenang tu. But I think
yeah.
Open Learning dia dah mudahkan sikit kan. Sebab step by step. Dia in
Mm,
fact dia bagi tone. Oh tone tu saya tak sangka. Humorous, apa? Serious.
Academic.
Academic. Humorous, academic, and apa? Dua
Ada
je.
banyak.
Ada banyak.
Ya.
Oh. Macam menarik nak go through the options. So nanti tapi dia belum launch lagi Baru
Hmm.
akan buat tu kan. So it's interesting development lah. Creating online courses just got easier lah, it seems. So so itulah. And then tentang micro credential courses, I think kebanyakan micro credential courses saya tengok di universiti lain, di USM, di UTM, in fact Academy Science pun nak gunakan Open Learning untuk hasilkan micro credential courses kan. Jadi mungkin Atika dan Chandru nak kongsi pengalaman buat micro credential courses bersama para pensyarah or your own course untuk buat micro credential tu.
I think this is Chandru.
Hmm.
Chandru specialty.
Sila.
no, it's actually uh, we all both are working in micro-credential. Me, Atika, everyone work on this micro-credential last time. Yeah, it's actually a buzzword for last, I think, few years after the
Mm.
COVID. Everyone start talking about it. And then we also have a lot of frameworks and started coming up from the government, from the private sectors. Okay, but it's not a new buzzword lah. If you ask me, it's actually quite already in the market, already in a topic for quite a long time. Micro-credential is just a type of course. Okay, we have a lot of different type of courses that are coming out for last 10 years, right? We have seen rise after online learning. We have seen rise of short courses. We have seen rise of people moving the degree or diploma program to online. And then we also see coming out of MOOC courses, massive open online courses. Okay, so then same like that micro credential. Okay, this is all a type of courses which each has its own criteria and own things that is differ lah. All right. Um, One of the key feature of micro-credential is actually is supposed to be flexible and easily customizable lah. Okay, and also in the very short courses, where you can compile it together and make it as a one pathway, something like that. Normally, in online environment, micro-credential, when people complete micro-credential, they receive a badge or certificate that showcase. And then using that one course, they can um, combine it with other courses, create a pathway, something like that. All right. So there are different in the market. There are already a different type of micro credential brand. Okay, I will call it brand. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of company outside start to come up with your own micro credential brands. Okay. Something like okay, edX start to coming out with I believe the MicroMaster. Okay, Coursera have their own, and same like all the organization. I think USM also have their own microcredential brand. Same like that, we in Open Learning also come out with our own brand or version of microcredential, which we call OpenCredits. Okay, so we had come out with a framework, okay, a framework that specify listed out, okay, if your course that you design, if you want to be called as an open credit, what it should have, what is the criteria that it should have. Okay, you should have like learning outcome, you should have learning hours for this amount of learning hour, you should have a good engaging activity that produce a very authentic learning evidence. So we have criteria like this. If you fulfill criteria like this in your course, then this microcredential will be called as an open credits. Okay, so other brands, other organizations also have this kind of criteria. Like I think MQ also have its own. This is a thing that you should have. Then only it's be called as a microcredential. Okay, or micro or credit transfer microcredential or something like that. So you need to understand all these requirement in order to be considered as a microcredential. But how is it really in Malaysia wise? Is it got demand? I believe it is. Okay, there are a lot of demands. Okay, people are still asking for looking for these courses there. The problem is they is it they really know what they really want? That's a one thing. Okay, where to find it? Okay, that's one thing. Okay, uh, that's why we still have a lot of things to do lah in order to bring awareness about micro correction. Yeah.
Sorry, so who yang don't know what they want? The learners lah.
Yes, yes. Learners are still a little bit not aware of the potential of microcorrection. Okay, because microcorrection is still new. Remember when a degree program or diploma program come out few years back, it take a long time of period, okay, in order for that program to become recognized and powerful. Okay, so same like microcorrection will take time. Okay, it take time to become something like part of our education system, but it doesn't mean that we should stop focusing on that. We should keep on creating, we should keep on offering it, and then talk about it, and in the same time revamp it, make it better. Okay, and explain to people out there that it's potential. Okay, and 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 also how it's important to when it come to the lifelong learning. Okay, we talk about lifelong learning, art of keep on learning. All right, and that's one of the important requirement as a learning design as well. The learning lifelong learning skill. So when it comes to the people, the things that keep on changing everything. We don't have time to go to university every time or go to the face-to-face physical class. So this is when the micro credential will help them a lot. So, but there are not people really don't know there are such thing exist. Okay, I went to a couple of training program last time. The very a lot of people still ask me what is micro credential. I never heard that. People know about degree, people know about diploma, people know about even MOOC, but micro credential very rare. So there are a lot of awareness need to be done.
Okay, so you said that Open Learning has open creds, right? But that is not necessarily different from the MQA, right? So you can do both. It's just that Open Learning has a different set of standards on your platform, and your maybe Chandru or Atika would have to check and see whether it is up to your standards. Is that correct?
Yes, I think our framework perfectly aligned with the MQA framework.
Mm.
Okay, it is not a different framework. We are perfectly aligned with our framework. So if you look at the MQA framework of microcredential and create one, and then is definitely automatically. Of course, we will review it again. Okay, you can follow the MQA framework, create, and then we send to us. We will review again and look where it's missing, and then we give the feedback. You can amend it and send back to us. That's one of the free service we offer, the reviewing part. Okay, so something that even MQA not doing. Okay, I'm not sure they're doing it or not, but we are providing. So let's say you want to create open cracks, and then you want us to you already done it, but you're not sure which one is lacking, which one that I miss or something, you can send to our team that will review it using our open cracks framework, which is indirectly aligned with the MK framework as well. It's not against it.
Mm. Okay. So, micro-credential, do we go through the same process that I went through the ambassador program, the 5 step for each of the, because it's micro, right? So it's small, one course, one course, one course. So for example, if anyone at UKM is interested to do a micro-credential, they can use the same technique they learn from these 5 programs in the ambassador program.
Okay. Uh, Actually, whatever you learn in Open Learning Ambassador program, okay, the 5 courses, okay, that is actually a basic knowledge, basic 3 things. Remember, pedagogy, technical, and creativity. Okay, all this knowledge we already embedded inside the 5 program lah. So you can apply in any course design, no matter micro credential, no matter MOOC, no matter blended courses. Okay, if you want to design flip classroom in Open Learning, you bring that whatever you learn in the 5 days ambassador program to any of you can create any type of courses, including micro credential. Okay, so it's cover everything. It's like a basic program. Okay, so basic ambassadors like a basic course design program. When it comes to the micro credential, it's more like a focus, okay, specific. There are extra things that you need to be aware of when it comes to the open course. There are a little bit extra things that you must have, like you must set up a patch, you must set up learning hours, okay, and then credential. There are a little bit extra thing which is not covered in ambassador program, but we have a different. We can set up. We can offer a different training program for people like that. Like we also have a custom training program for people that want to create micro-credential open-creds. Okay, last time we conducted in SHRDC, Selangor Human Resource Development Center. I think next one is coming in University Technology Petronas, but it's for them lah. Which they if people want to create open-creds or micro-credential, we create a custom workshop for them to cover only that part. Okay, so you have a basic 5 days program which you can apply in any type of courses, creating any type of online courses, and then this is a focus to micro credential which cover only the micro credential requirement. So it's both are very important. Okay, both are very important. So you need to have this, also you need to have this, then only you can create a very good course lah. If you directly go to the creating a micro credential, but you don't have a basic knowledge of a pedagogy, learning theories, which is covered in the 5 days program, 5 courses program, or technical knowledge, then it'll be hard also. So you need to have both. But you have these 5, you already complete the ambassador program, you have a basic, but you don't understand the micro credential requirement also, still a problem. So you need to have both.
Okay, so I guess to create an online course, basic, you recommend the 5 courses in the ambassador program. But then in order to do micro credential, because there's other requirement like certification and all that, there's an extra thing to be learned lah.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
I understand. But then last time I heard that bukan I heard, I applied for Open Creds from OpenLearning. OpenLearning said that they will give a grant to cover anyone who wants to create a micro-credential course on their platform. Tapi tak dapat lah kan. Sebab dia kata my course tak ada permintaan. So I think this is quite an issue juga. Orang selalu tanya macam suruh buat market research first before we want to create the course, or in fact when we want to promote a course, not just an online course, a physical course also, we need to know the market. How would you advise people to go about this?
I think I want to say,
I think I only have like a small point for this. I think market research is definitely not something we do as because but you as the SME, you know the demands more based on your
SME is subject matter expert, bukan
Yes.
small medium enterprise.
Yes, thank you so much. I thought the same thing as well when I first started. But yeah, so you as the course creator, you as the educator, you know the demand more on your own course lah. But that market research as well is something that you need to do to see is this applicable to to a lot of people. So macam as HRDC, their courses are technicals. They always have a lot of learners. Like I think at the very least 1,000 learners, 1,000 learners per cohort or something. And it's a paid course, an expensive course, but they have a demand for it. That's why they created a micro credential courses. So if you want to create micro credential courses, you can, and it doesn't have to be a big demand as well, because the aim for micro credentials is that for people to be able to get certification, but as in small chunks. So that's the idea of micro credentials, because a lot of people when they started working, they wanted to continue learning, but they don't have the time. So micro credential comes to be a hero in this. So if you think your course have a demand, even if it's small, even if the market is not that big, but you feel like you want to create the micro credential courses, and because it helps a lot, it helps people, feel free to do it. You don't have to wait until there is a big demand.
Ada Nisha komen dia komen. New abbreviation, subject matter expert bukan hanya small medium enterprise SME. Subject matter expert. I guess because at OpenLearning you have learning designer and you have subject matter expert. So subject matter expert tu macam content provider lah kot kan? Yang tentang topik tersebut. Yeah. But then I just want to share because I did my PhD at Imperial College London, and then I found out at Imperial College London they actually employ learning designer. And in fact, they have senior learning designer or head learning designer for each faculty. So I was so jealous. I feel that lecturers are one thing and then learning designer is another, and then they can collaborate and they can create an online course. But I am also thankful that I found a way to get feedback from learning designers Atika and Chandru through the ambassador course lah. So ni learning designer tak payah universiti hire, tapi kita boleh dapat feedback daripada mereka lah. So it's a very good opportunity I feel. In fact they will, tu memang kerja mereka untuk balas kita punya kita punya course and check kita punya kursus tu. Okay, betul tak?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Dia tak,
yeah.
they won't leave you hanging lah kan. Once you dah komen ke apa, semua memang akan dibalas,
Yeah.
dibaca.
I think
Okay.
the job of learning designer is expected to continue rise. Okay, it will keep on rise as nowadays the organization, yeah, uh,
Mm.
place, place a greater emphasis on the employee training and development, and technology also keep on training, changing the way we learn and the way we work. So the learning designers always have demand. So I don't know if any educator want to change career or
Change
want to
career.
want to look at the new way of work because want to have a flexibility. Maybe can consider this, but learning it won't go waste.
Okay.
It's
So
never gone
I,
waste.
I I think I agree that learning design is probably one of the new jobs that the internet and AI is creating. Because AI is taking some jobs, making it obsolete. But now I think moving forward and learning design ni macam kategori new jobs that created by the internet and the AI making it better. So probably job of the future lah ni. Probably makin ramai orang akan jadi learning designer kepada para pensyarah. Maybe not for yourself. Jangan lari pada UKM. Tapi for your kids ke apa.
Mm.
Maybe. Okay. So, lalang kita dah cakap tentang career as a learning designer ni. Memang I wanted to ask you, what are your backgrounds and how do you become a learning designer? So macam sesuai untuk pelajar-pelajar kita di FST ke, untuk bidang lain ke, macam mana? Both of you. How do you become a learning designer?
Oh,
Dah geleng-geleng pula tu.
I think for this, we used to have a much bigger team, and our team all have different backgrounds. But yeah, so for me, I definitely am from the education background. So when I joined their workshop, the OpenLearning workshop, and then I thought, oh, this is something that I wanted to do. So I saw that they were hiring as well. So I tried it out, and it suits me. It suits me at the time. Even my faculty, yeah, you have instructional design degree, right? So um, I thought you have to have an instructional design degree in order for you to be a learning designer. But actually, as long as you have that, I think for open learning itself, I'm just speaking on behalf of OpenLearning. As long as you have that passion of learning, you want your learning to uh, progress and not just stuck in the traditional method. Uh, that helps in developing the courses and building and being a learning designer. So I think because especially Chandru also have a different background. So maybe Chandru, take it away.
Yeah, I think my background is quite very complicated and also very, very challenging. Actually, I'm not even come from the education background. For the last 10 years, I'm a security officer in a logistic industry. All right, in
Ooh.
DHL. Okay, so and then suddenly one of my friend gave me offer to teach in Tamil school about IT. Okay, I'm good in IT, so I got a part-time job as a teacher. Then I was like teaching, and then find out how to teach efficiently. Since I don't have any background in teaching, I never teach before. I think this one is happened around 8 years ago. Yeah, okay. When I was working in DHL as a security officer, and then teaching, and then I start to think how to teach efficiently, how to create a lesson plan. I don't know. I don't have any teaching, so I start to take. That time there's a new concept coming out. It's called MOOC. You probably heard about. There's a lot of online courses that time. So after the my class, I start to take these online courses to learn about the teaching, about instructional design and everything. And I start to apply in my lesson plan design and start to apply in my teaching so I can create. So that's where I start to passion about the learning design and thing and start to gain what is this all about and all these things. I take a lot of courses, online things, everything. And then I accidentally I come up with the one course platform called OpenLearning.
Mm.
2016. And then there's a one course from UKM that time. It's called
Oh.
Rethinking Teaching, Redesign Learning from Prof. Amin. And then I took
Prof.
it.
Amin, MB.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Prof. Amin.
Oh, we all related here. Okay. Prof.
And then
Amin punya protege ni.
yeah. So that's my first open learning course, and I joined the course, and then I complete the course, and then I get new perspective. I look at all the
Mm.
edX courses, all like a video quiz, video quiz. When I look at this course, there's a good content, there's a good activity engaged, community, get a new idea. So then I start to learn a lot of open learning courses, start to learn research about active learning, learning design theory and practice. And then suddenly I click the job section. See, oh, there's an opening.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm skeptical. I don't have any degree. I don't have any things. Should I apply? But I did apply anyway. See if I try to give it a try. And then I think one of the people that interviewed me give me a task, asked me to develop an online course. I did it anyway because I learned everything. I One of the skill that I already have is I can master any online tool quickly. I don't know, I have the skill since kid. Okay, if I see any program or anything, I can learn it quickly. Okay, I think that's pretty much one of the skill set really helpful, because if I see a web design tool or graphic design tool, I can grasp it very easily. So when I look at the some of the tool, I can learn it quickly. Okay, and I design online course and submit to them, and then hey, when suddenly my the CEO Adam say when you can join.
Wow.
All
Okay.
right.
So the CEO is Adam Remo. I think he might be younger than me.
Yeah, yeah,
Very young
yeah,
CEO.
yeah,
So speaking of Open Learning is a company based in Australia, right?
yeah.
Started by Adam. He is a computer science graduate, if I'm not mistaken, and then it has very strong presence in Malaysia. I think from my research, it's the only online learning company that has a strong presence in Malaysia. Because I also investigated others like Coursera, apa semua yang lain. They don't really have a strong presence in Malaysia lah. So I think OpenLearning is the only one yang ada strong presence in Malaysia. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And I'm also glad for that. Okay,
Okay.
okay, because open learning it has a very good learning culture. Open learning has a very good learning culture, because me as as a employee, when I join open learning, yeah, I learn everything online. I built up a very good portfolio when I work in the school in my own without it, then, but that's one thing. The experience is different, right? So after I joined, I learned a lot from Atika, from Mashita, from my team. So every time I do something, I ask them, "Hey, what do you think?" They give you very good constructive feedback. That's what I learned. This is the best learning experience. So in these 7 years, it's like 7 years completing a degree in open learning. Okay, so I managed to learn a lot of things. The way I am now, if I can create a very good online course, is everything I learned from my team. Okay, everything I learn also from my subject matter expert. Every time I talk with my subject expert, when they ask question, I also learn. Okay, they also learn, I also learn. Okay, so that's how we keep on learning, and then we become better lah. But of course, you have to do your own program. You have to create your online course. Then only you can learn. You can just learn and not doing it cannot. Okay, you have to learn, then you have to do it, you have to get feedback, you have to amend it, and then reflect on it, and then only do it again better next time. There's no other way. That's how I did it in open learning. Okay, thanks for that. But I'm also start to take a master in instruction design and OEM. Okay, that's actually my first formal
Ah,
education.
is that microcred?
It's not microcredit, it's actually master.
No, okay.
I went through Apple thing,
Apple
because
C.
Not
Uh,
Apple C, Apple A.
Apple A, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Apple.
I'm not expert in this Apple ataupun Apple.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Dr. Zamira may know more about that
yeah.
than me. But what I want to conclude from your sharing is that Atika actually has educational background from FPEN UKM. our alumni, and Chandru also like almost alumni lah sebab he learn also from Prof Amin MB, right?
Yes,
Cik,
yes,
ada
I'm
belajar
one
lah
of
dari
them.
pensyarah UKM.
Yeah.
But any background also can be a learning designer. So on one hand, sesiapa yang tak ada kerja, suka mengajar, nak jadi pensyarah pun susah sekarang, very competitive. You can look into becoming a learning designer, and then can you focus on specific courses in your field? Katalah orang dari Fakulti Sains Teknologi Matematik kan. Saya pandai matematik, jadi saya nak buat courses yang matematik je. Is that possible when working as a learning designer?
I think that is based on the company itself. Macam
Hmm.
like OpenLearning, we work with all. So kalau macam
Hmm.
ada company tu memang dia specific to mathematics, maybe they'll work more into mathematics lah. But yeah,
I see.
yeah, I
Tapi
think
maksudnya learning designer ni dia kena design any course lah. Kena terbuka untuk design any course. However, I think, I'm thinking because of AI and the future kan. So everything is moving online. Yeah, katalah you don't work as a learning designer at OL, but you can use the OL platform to generate your income. Katalah you have a degree in mathematics ke biotech ke biomechanic ke pensyarah-pensyarah pun you can think for your anak-anak for your adik-beradik future yang tak ada kerja, you can create a course on open learning kan, and then you can get it paid, and then you can promo with your videos on YouTube. So it's two prong lah. First, you can be a learning designer if you like. Macam Candu, dia memang tak tahulah, pandai je kan. Lepas tu boleh je kan, teknikal-teknikal ni suka. Yang kedua, you can actually go through online learning punya course, belajar cara buat course on online learning, and then buat duit menggunakan course of online learning tu if you are a really good teacher, right? And then because sekarang ni generasi muda kan semua nak jadi YouTuber, freelance di merata dunia semua kan. So this is a way lah. If you want that lifestyle, if you want to be macam influencer ke apa kan. Influencer antara cara di generate cost, generate duit adalah melalui online courses, and a good platform to make and online courses through open learning. Good local Malaysian platform some more, I think. So there's two prong information. And then for pensyarah-pensyarah yang macam saya dah tua ni, tak adalah kot nak hidup jadi YouTuber ke apa. We can make use of this opportunity to work with learning designers like Chandu and Atika to make our course more interesting to more people. So ada a lot of opportunity using this platform that I can see that is future ready. Ni keyword satu lagi kan, future ready. Sebab everything is AI, is online, so you want to make your course online. So maybe a question about the world post MCO and why sebaik-baiknya all the courses should have online courses, you think? Or you don't agree?
we definitely agree on online courses.
Bias. Yelah kan?
Nice.
Okay lah.
But I think well, personally for myself, sometimes I do agree that you still need that personal touch. So not having macam like some courses, especially if you go into courses like edX or Coursera, it's just content. It's just content. You don't know who the facilitators are. You don't interact with the facilitators. So it feels very lonely. So, but for us, we are mainly like a social learning platform. We want people to be sociable, interact with each other. Created a chat function, comment function, so that you don't feel lonely when learning. But the idea of online learning, that I like most is that I can do it at my own time, whenever, wherever, wherever, and it is much easier lah. I think sometimes I have siblings that are still studying and everything. And they're like, oh, kena pergi kelas apa semua, padahal kelas 1 jam je hari ni. And then I thought, and I'm like, this is something that can be solved, and it's just like a tutorial. Dia masuk kelas, do all the activities, and then balik. And then I thought this is something that can be solved by just asking them to go online, do the activities on their own time at any time, and then the class is settled. So you can still have the physical classes, the lecture apa semua, but the activity for them going through the activity apa semua can be done online. So hybrid class, I am all for that as well. So moving forward in the future, I hope that is something that a lot of people opted for. So it's easier for both the educator, for lecturers and the learners. Lecturer tak payah masuk dah kelas, bagi je activity, and learners can do it on their own time. You just have to set a due date. Macam itulah.
Do you have a good example of people that actually use open learning course for hybrid? Because we do see that the future is like that. Mungkin lecturer pun kadang-kadang nak pergi conference ke kan. So it's good to have like an online repository where they can do work on their own without us having to monitor them. But sometimes ada macam ni Dr. Zamira dah message saya. Dia kata banyak kursus yang hands on tak sesuai kot online. Lepas tu dia kata tunjuk video tak memadai. Kena physical experience. Ada sebarang cara ke untuk yang boleh facilitate this ataupun meyakinkan pensyarah bahawa bukanlah ganti tapi mungkin masa dia pergi conference ke ataupun semasa dia tak boleh hadir ke, dia boleh replicate to a certain extent these experiences.
I think memang this is the main concern in a lot of educator, bila kata everything have to be shifted to online kan. So a lot of people think like online video. When people think of online, they mainly think of videos, mainly think of, oh, I need to do a video lecture. So, but actually for us, we always advise not to have video so much. Kalau video pun paling-paling panjang 2 sampai 4 minit je, because students attention span is very short. So 2 to 4 minutes video, chunk it out apa semua, and that would help them to process the information easier. But on the terms of hands-on, especially like medic courses and everything kan, macam we had workshops and then with USM, and then they're like, we're nurses, we have to show them we're not saying that sometimes you you cannot have, yes, physical classes, some that have to be like masuk lab, masuk pergi hospital apa semua, like medical courses, engineering have to go into ni apa semua, they have to ni. So it's not something fully online, but the content part is something that you can you can adapt to the online platform. But macam like the main example I can give is when MCO started, a lot of the courses have to stop. Even physical classes you have to do online kan. But how a lot of people dealt with this, how a lot of people see that it can be done is that the materials, some of the materials can be sent to the learners. Videos are okay to use. Students can still understand, but and how you can see that the learners understand is by asking them to do the activities. So that is artifact. The submission to is the main your main evidence that you can see that the learners have understand. So it's not something that we can fully hapuskan lah. Sometimes you do need to have that physical macam like nurses asking you to draw blood. Of course, you cannot do that on your own do or your teddy bear It's not the same experience. Yes, so some have to involve a physical experience themselves, but part of it can be adapted to an online learning. So yeah, hybrid lah. So some courses you have to have hybrid. Yeah. Chandu?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Atika. Yes, sometimes the online course may not provide the same level of physical interaction or feedback as a in-person course lah. But I believe they can still provide effective uh, hands-on learning experience if with the careful design and delivery. Of course, it's actually quite very important for us to look at the learning objective and also to explore different strategies to provide that hands-on learning experience for the online context lah. So when let's say you're teaching a programming course, you have to develop a virtual programming environment, you have to develop a virtual lab and all these things. But there are problem here, which is you need to create the environment. Okay, if you don't have a people or expertise in your faculty that can create the environment, then that's a problem. Okay, then you can come out think our other strategies like, okay, student can still come to the class, do the hands-on, but the reflection report they can do it online or something like that. Okay, so you can flip it or blend it, try a blended approach, something like that. There are also some of our organization do like, creating a fully online course, but there's a certain activity where they have to go to the lab and test it out. So they make agreement with the lab throughout the world. Some of them in the country where if you enroll in this program, you have access to this lab, and then you can go do testing and everything, but the report you submit online or something like that. So if there's a will, there's a way. That's what I say. Okay, so you have to, but of course there are trial and error, lah. All right. So I believe that you need to do a lot of research when you. That's why when you creating course, number one, do a lot of research. Number two, go and enroll in other people course, see how other people doing it. A good learning designer is a lifelong learner, and steal the idea, don't copy directly, steal the idea. All right, and then adapt to your own environment. That's what I can suggest lah. That's it from my side.
Alright, okay. So number one, kalau summarize balik yang Chandru cakap, number one, do research. Number two, join other people's courses to steal their ideas. Or
Still and adapt.
Still in adapt, okay?
and then number
Don't-
three, adapt. Adapt to your own course and your own situation, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, tips to make good online courses. And furthermore, I think boleh tambah, gunalah AI.
Yeah.
AI dah boleh steal from other people course. Korang boleh masuk kerja kat ChatGPT tu.
Wow.
Create an online course and then tengoklah apa yang dia keluarkan tu. But you as the SME, subject matter expert, it's your responsibility lah because it's your course. Memang saya pun pernah main-main suruh dia buat online. Not bad lah, not bad. AI kan. And furthermore, OpenLearning will be integrating AI on your platform nanti. So, doubly senang. And then your research time may be cut into half. But I think yes, the experience of joining an online course yourself is invaluable. Because you understand apa yang susah. Kenapa Atika cakap video hanya 2 ke 4 minit sahaja Atika kan? Bukan rakam je lecture tu lepas tu letak je online kan.
Yes, exactly.
Sebab saya punya pemahaman macam tu lah kan. Kita buat je lecture, lepas tu kita rakam je, lepas tu kita letak online. Dah jadilah. Memang dah jadi online course. Tapi sama ada dia efektif ke tak tu satu persoalan yang lain lah kan. So this is the main point yang Atika cakap 2 hingga 4 minit saja. Susah nak buat yang pendek tapi bermakna. So mungkinlah di masa hadapan pun kita boleh suruh AI generate daripada video kita kan. Kita ambil video kelas kita yang panjang tu, masuk ke AI tu, tolong snapshot mana yang macam menarik ke, yang relevan ke kan. So this would very much make our job easier. If you boleh cadang dekat Adam lah ya. Sebab I think we all have like videos of our lectures, so many because we rakam masa PKP. Tapi nak edit tu, nak go through tu, tak tahu. Tak tahu macam mana. And then you need sort of SME juga to detect which is the important point in your lecture. And moreover, if you teach in Malay, tak boleh nak go from the transcript. Dia tak boleh auto-generate the transcript. And if you teach in English pun, sometimes they don't detect because of your accent. Because now AI, they can, what people do using AI these days, Zoom meeting, they ask to generate transcript and then summarize from Zoom meeting, right? But then for online courses, on one hand, I teach a lot in Malay as well as English. So in English pun dia tak adalah capture perfectly the transcript. So this is the challenges lah from our side. We have a lot of videos. On one hand, kita boleh letak je lah. But then the art of designing online courses, you have to really curate it and find the video. So maybe you have tips in terms of that agaknya, to help us.
Chandru, what
Terdiam alamak.
The last part, tips on
What to do for people in our situation. Video banyak. Tapi dah kata 2-4 minit je video. Dah macam mana pula nak buat tu?
Yeah, actually it's very simple lah. Okay, when you talk about the video, audio, infographic, text, this is all just a content type. Think this is a content type. Okay, there are a lot of different type of content when it comes to the online environment. Book our newspaper or majalah or anything. Okay, we can see different type of content, right? Okay, same like this when you're online environment. So this is where you need to think when you're creating outline. When creating outline, you of course you specify what is my first model, second model, third model. Each model you also coming out with your topic. When you then that point when you see this is my first topic, second topic, third topic, think in what format you want to present the topic there as well. Okay, is it better to be deliver this particular topic in video format? Or if let's say I'm only going to talk, I'm not going to show anything or and so on. Why are you making video? Okay, maybe text should be enough. Okay, you can say it, type it in more conversation tone. Okay, or audio MP3 file should be enough. Okay, because you're not showing anything. Then this is where okay. Oh, this part no need video. I turn it to infographic also, it should be enough. All right. So this part I can maybe make it an activity instead of saying why don't I ask them a question, let them find it themselves. Okay, so this is where you need to think a lot what type of different type of contents that you need to make. Don't not everything has to necessarily have to be a video, but of course you have to make a video. There are trick, make sure it's short, simple, clear, and also things lah. But only do it if you have a budget, resources, people that can help you lah. Okay, if you don't,
Time
yeah,
actually.
time, yeah, time, and then because you need to create a storyboard, you need to come out with a script, then you need to find a tool, you need to edit it. There are a lot of things. If I can make it in audio, I will do it. If I'm not showing anything lah. Okay, so sometimes we can create audio and then we can upload the slide and tell the student to download the slide, but of course you explain in the audio lah. They are little bit something. I personally don't like to have slide where inside the OpenLearning courses like where scroll. We can break it down slide and then make it in more conversation tone if can. Okay, like imagine the course talking to students. Okay, so write it in that way. Okay, there's a learner out there, you are here, then you're like, hey students, and then talking more friendly and conversation tone, even small point. When there's a video, there's an activity, tell student, hey, now watch this video to learn more about this thing. You have to type everything. You have to make sure that everything that you will say in a face-to-face environment is there. Okay, because this is online environment. So you have to think all these factor lah. All right. Yeah. Back to you, Atika.
So, itulah the difference between apa learning designer and lecturer. I think our brain is more thinking about what is the most suitable content for the student rather than what is the most suitable way to present the content. Although we do think about that, tapi dia macam secondary to like what is the content first.
Mm.
So that's why we are called the subject matter expert, and then the learning designer are some other people. And I think we all need help in learning, in designing our course, our learning experience. Anything else that you want to share about anything online courses? Uh, hmm.
I think one key takeaway that I wanted to share when designing courses is try to make it short as possible.
Mm.
Yes, sometimes you can help in putting contents like semua benda kita rasa penting sebenarnya. But actually you can minimize minimize your content and ask your learners to explore the content on their own. One key example that I can think of is one of the courses that my colleague, my previous colleague have created was for history course. So usually when we think of history, we always think of very lengthy content kan, because history, you have to read it kan. So and my thought is nearly the same as that, but where my colleague actually do this part as an activity. So the content was more on exploring the different ethnicities in Malaysia. So instead of listing all of those ethnicities, we designed the topic to be the learners have to share about their ethnicity, asal usul dia sendiri. So when they share, they actually go through the research on their own apa semua, and not everyone have to read all of the content. So they have their own topic that they are an expert in, and other person will share about their own topic that they are an expert in, and then they crowdsource all of that information. So instead of you giving all of the list of ethnicities yang ada kat Malaysia, the learners actually are doing that part. So try, if you can think of a way to minimize your content, try to do it. Try to minimize that. Find out another way that you can remove that. Look at your learning outcome. So usually what we advise is tengok learning outcome. What are your goals? So if your goals is to ask their learners to create floral bouquet or something, and instead of you telling them how to create all this floral bouquet for different events, ask them to find out on their own. And then you just facilitate. Basically, you just facilitate, give it your feedback. Basically the same what I did for ambassador program. You learn on your own. I give my feedback.
Yeah, but I think feedback is important, and this probably, I don't know, in my opinion, maybe what Atika is saying is minimize like one-way input from lecturer, maybe.
Yes.
So
Yes.
make the student learn on their own, because when they learn on their own, they tend to remember. So I teach a class about history of mathematics, history of mathematical science. So for that class, I make them learn themselves. Saya wajibkan guna ChatGPT. And then you learn, but you are responsible for what you find. And when you find, you need to have proper references apa semua lah. So in that sense, I think I agree with you. Macam minimize one way input yang daripada kita, try to make the student actively learn on their own, find on the internet or from using AI or whatnot, but they have to be responsible for the outcome lah. So there's one thing that I noticed about open learning. Open learning dia declare to be a social learning platform. So why is this social aspect very important, and how is open learning different from other platform in terms of this
Mm,
social component?
mm.
Go on,
Okay,
Chandru.
okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is actually a very good question. Why open learning emphasize on social learning? Okay. Very simple question. We are human, are social creature. Okay, we are social creature. Just think about our own university for a second, yeah. Uh, think about UCAM or when you back in when you are student. Remember when you go to the class, finish our lecture, finish our class, and then we come back and sit with our friend learning together, right? Okay, we go to the one corner, then we go learn together. We at the dorm, we also learn together. It's very hard to learn alone. Okay, so we know students love to learn together in university and everything, right? The question we should ask is why the online environment should be different. Okay, so this is open learning. We understand this principle that social learning is one of the most efficient and effective way of learning, and people learn better by asking questions, getting feedback, and providing feedback. Also, okay, we also learn better by teaching. Also, right? And then so we understand the importance of this. This is one of the instead of like loan. So, but how to incorporate this to online? Okay, then of course you need to master certain you need to theories. Okay, when it comes to design activities and contents. Okay, social constructivism, active learning, and all these things. And then you also need to know the basic know the platform, the tools, the technical, and incorporate these both and create a engaging learning activities and engaging learning experience. So that's why I think the reason why we focus on too much on social learning is because we are one thing we are really uh, focus we really care about student learning. Okay, so we want whoever learn in open learning platform to learn best and want to become a better learner. That's it. Okay, but we cannot do it alone. We only can provide the tools, we only can provide the resources for you to do it happen, but how to make it happen, how to bring the social learning is all depend on the course designer or subject matter expert. Okay, but of course that part particular also you're not alone. That's why Atika come out with a program like ambassador program to help you to come up with the environment activities that allow a social learning. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Atika?
I wanted to only add a bit to what Chandru have said. I think one of the key points of social learning is that um, it well basically if we are in a conversation, usually the one we tend to if we are in a group of conversation, if we just listen, we tend to not remember. But if we participate in the conversation, we tend to remember what it is, right? So that's the idea of social learning. We because online learning is usually like an individual thing, we don't want that to be something that uh, learners don't remember afterwards. So social learning, if you go through courses on open learning, you can see that most of the courses are most of the learners' submissions are open and all learners can see because we want them to give feedback, to look into other learners' work so that they can improve on their ideas, take it as inspiration. So it's not a lot of people are worried about um, cheating, but that's the whole idea of open-ended and personalized learning. So
Mm.
they give their own personal take from websites and everything, and learn from other learners. That's how we plan the social learning to be on open learning. We want the learners to just learn from each other and
Mm.
take inspiration from each other.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I think UCAM, I don't need to talk about social learning to UCAM at all, because the idea of social learning also I learned from the UCAM course. Okay, I got converted to social learning. I become love the all the I start to see the online course can be designed differently socially by looking at the UCAM course first. Then only I joined Open Learning. Okay, so I've studied a lot of courses in edX. Look at a lot of courses in edX, on Coursera, and okay, future that time FutureLearn is not yet there. Okay, FutureLearn is quite new. Okay, so because of the 2013, 14, that time only the Coursera and edX, the course is so passive. There's very hard to see who's the facilitator is. Very hard to see who I'm learning with. Yeah, it's a very big brand, university, MIT and etc. All Ivy League. But it's very hard to see. But then I look at the open learning course, reteaching learning. I share my thought in one of the activity. Quickly, Prof. Amin come and share his feedback. Facilitate. I was shocked. I was like, wow, wow, is it a lecturer? Is it, why wow, he come and give me feedback. And he asked me, oh, this is a very good feedback, Chandru. Can you like read, why don't you read this and share your thought about this? He asked me.
Oh, Prof.
Okay.
Amin give you
Pro,
feedback on the
yes,
open learning platform.
yes,
Wow,
yeah.
okay.
In my first,
History of UKM
yeah,
on
history of,
open learning. I
I was
see.
so
Okay.
shocked. I was so shocked, and then I was like, and then one of my, and then I short thoughts, and then one more student come and give feedback, and then I was so, wow, this is so good learning like this. And then
Mm-hmm.
only I look at other courses in open learning, see how it's designed. So when come talk about social learning, everything, I don't need to don't need to tell that to you, Cam people. So this is, I'm sure that you are very familiar with this because I
Okay.
actually learned from you courses. What are we?
But yes, this is one thing I noticed as well because I also took courses from Coursera and Coursera has a ranking thing. If your university tak capai ranking certain tak boleh buat dekat Coursera. I think in fact Malaysian university semua pernah cuba dan tak ada yang layak eh. It's
Yeah.
a side note from e-learning community. So open learning ni dah lah ada kat Malaysia. Lepas tu dia sanggup pula bekerja sama dengan kita kan. And they will give you feedback and then usually the facilitator of the course will give you feedback. And in fact, you caught me Chandru. Memang sebenarnya saya nak cakap kami juga saya dan Dr. Zamira ada tulis paper ni tentang apa networks of learning yang kami dah publish dekat NDPI. Kami compare friendship network dengan peer tutoring network in online classes during COVID. So we say that the formation of online learning community is crucial. In fact, kalau open learning ada data of student interaction tu, oh kami suka nak analyze data tu. We can do the network and all that kan. So that would be really interesting. Kalau bukan kami pula, you should analyze the data and highlight the interaction and maybe the success rate of the course compare with student interaction. I think that would be very good to highlight the social aspect of open learning lah. So I think from that, uh, the art of designing a good online course kena encourage collaboration. The student needs to be active on one hand, learning about their course on their own or finding on the internet like what Atika said. But secondly, socially collaborate with other people, the facilitator and the other students, I think, is the key. Not just to have solo individual learning, but a community of learning in the course. So I guess if you can create a good online learning community, not necessarily through open learning, through WhatsApp group ke apa ke, then there will be a lot more benefit to all the students and the instructor. So itulah ada juga self promotion sikit lah yang tu kat situ eh. And also this if you want to see the course that I created on OpenLearning, ada dekat blog ni, and then OpenLearning kindly promoted some of my material also as an ambassador and mathematical material. So I'm also using OpenLearning to sort of hopefully make the public comfortable with mathematics lah, hopefully at least. So that is my aim. So I think all the lecturers at UKM also can use this platform to reach more people, to have an internet presence. Okay, so ada banyak dah cakap tadi. Concluding remarks maybe. Takeaways.
Yeah, I can go first. Yeah,
Concluding remarks.
yeah, conclude. Okay, there's no, when come to the learning, there's always what's next. That's what I believe. Every time when technology keep on changing, so there's keep on new thing coming in. AI, people talk about AI. A few days back, people talk about different things. so, so so don't stop learning. That's what it said. Don't stop not learning and don't stop creating opportunity for other people to learn. So that is where you are subject matter expert coming. When we talk about people don't stop learning, people cannot how but in order to do that, you as a course creator, you as a lecturer, you have to create the courses first lah, and provide. Then only people can continuously learning. So your role in this is very very important, and you are the game changer. And the program you create also provide opportunity to people like me also. I come from non-formal education background, but because of the courses that you put online few years back is the make me the person who I am now. Okay, so without that, I wouldn't even have a chance to change my career or even my fate. All right, so the online environment give me opportunity to change my career, change my fate from something boring to some. I finally found the thing that I like and something. So, but it wouldn't even possible without people like you creating courses and put it in online. So don't stop that, and also don't stop learning. And remember, there are also always a way. If you want to explore new skills and everything, this is one of the best part. Okay, so keep on adding content, keep on creating contents, and so we can achieve this idea of lifelong learning. We can grow as a nation as a whole. Uh, we can become a better person. You know, gaining education is not about making money. Yeah, we can make little bit money and get a better lifestyle. Yes, but it's also make us a better human being, so we can understand people better. So don't stop it. Your role is very important here. All right, that's my closing.
Thank you, Chandru. Atika?
I think I agree so much on what Chandru have said. I think when designing online courses, our aim, even for us as learning designers, our aim is to create a better learning environment. Better learning environment, easy, because we want everyone to get the proper education, proper knowledge, and because we understand there are different ways of learning, we want everyone to be able to learn how they want it, how they are comfortable with. So take example yourself lah. Think of yourself how you learn, best, and but that doesn't and you might have difficulties before, because some educator don't really understand how you learn. So like for me, myself, I hate memorizing. I hate school because I have to memorize a lot of things. But but once I understood what I need to do in learning, that's what I did. And now with online learning, you can actually utilize that. And with AI, with advancing technologies now, take advantage of all these features, to help you create a better learning experience for both you and your learners, not just for your learners, you as well, because you are the one that created the course. Is of course you wanted to make it easier to manage the courses yourself, but also you want to make sure that the learners are happy with the course as well, right? So take advantage. A lot of people like use Kahoots because it's fast and everything. So use all of the things that are available online to your advantage. Don't limit yourself to just videos or PowerPoint slides. Yeah.
Okay. Terasa video PowerPoint slide. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Chandu and Artika, and I would also like to summarize lah. So the art of designing online courses, kalau ikut 3 poin Chandu tu, kena ada instruction design principle, technical, platform knowledge and creativity. So the instruction design principle, the simplest one, you can follow the Ambassador Free 5 program. Technical, also on OpenLearning ada dalam tu, tapi with AI it will be a lot more easier. And creativity, we need feedback from our students, from a learning designer also through this program. That's on one hand. So saya personally also sarankanlah kita nak menyampaikan ilmu kepada orang lain kan. So kalau kita tak nak buat officially micro credential pun, kita nak buat kursus ringkas menerangkan kepada masyarakat. Sebab online learning pun ada kursus bahasa Melayu banyak juga kan on your platform sebenarnya. So both languages boleh. Kursus bahasa Melayu ada, bahasa Inggeris pun ada. So kursus ringkas menerangkan tentang microbiology contohnya. Buat aja lah, cuba je. You just cuba je ikut follow step by step yang ambassador tu. By the end boleh dapat kursus dah. Just for your own, nak mendapatkan pahala, nak membantu orang. Sebab contoh macam Chandru, dia kata merubah kehidupan khusus pada UKM. Tu yang saya terasa di jiwa tu, nak jadi orang yang merubah kehidupan orang lain macam Prof Amin MB. And then Atika pun, I hate learning, I hate school, tiba-tiba dia jadi learning designer, masuk UKM, Fakulti Pendidikan. Pula tu, I hate school, tapi masuk Fakulti Pendidikan kan. So you have people from different spectrum. Orang lain semua belajar berbeza. And online learning is a medium. Mungkin ada orang suka online, jadi kita sebagai pensyarah, saya harap lepas COVID janganlah kembali saja kepada PowerPoint dan kelas macam Atika cakap, sebab saya pun macam senang nak balik kan. Kita kena fikir juga untuk cater kepada semua jenis pelajar dan masa hadapan nanti macam mana. Mereka juga perlu, kita juga perlu fikirkan masa hadapan dengan AI dan sebagainya. Mereka juga perlu belajar menggunakan teknologi ni untuk menjadi up to date to the latest technology juga. Okay, so terima kasih kepada Atika dan Chandu daripada OpenLearning. Saya harap semua orang mendapat manfaat. Apa-apa kalau nak tanya, boleh email saya, boleh email Atika dengan Chandu. Mungkin boleh kongsi email dekat chat ke, contact ke macam mana, maklumat lanjut. Ataupun dekat website yang tadi link tu pun dah ada kan. Boleh contact terus. Terima kasih. Kita tutup majlis dengan tasbih kafarah dan suratul as. Kalau ada apa-apa soalan boleh tanya, tapi nampaknya semua dah tak ada. Terima kasih atas maklum balas dan penyertaan semua. Terima kasih.